All right, good morning, everybody. All right, so this is in reference to Tom Powell's video on the topic of should minors pay income tax? And this is one of the things where I'm actually totally 100% agreeing with him on. Now, obviously, you know, in the younger days, the retail jobs that are being done away with by self checkout, you know, they they were occasionally run by high school kids who happen to be minors, for the most part. But anyhow, I don't know if they actually paid taxes on their income. I actually do know that when I worked for, Aubuchon Hardware, there were actually was one kid who I guess complained that he didn't get anything back because he was a minor when he worked there. I think he may have reached the big 1.8 during his employment there. I could be wrong, but he I guess he was classified as tax exempt, because he was a minor. Meaning the rest of us became tax ballers and he did not. Um, so yeah, that's one thing I definitely agree with him on, and I'll tell you why as well. Obviously, they can't vote, they can't obtain property, or do any other adults without adult permission. And the other thing I'm going to agree with him on is the fact that 18 is considered an adult. That should be adult for everything in the books. Enlist, own property, drink alcohol, smoke cigarettes, gamble. It should be one age across the board. Not just like fucking different age requirements for different shit. Now I know they bumped the drinking age up to 21. See, that would reduce, drunk driving accidents and deaths involving drunk driving accidents. And allegedly, I think it did. But anyhow, it was very recent, within a decade, that they started bumping, the smoking age up to 21, and that's always been 18. And as well as I do, either or people did both of those before they turned 18. You know that, and I know that. But that's neither here nor there. Now, obviously, they say they don't want 16, 17-year-olds voting because their brains are not, blah, blah, blah. On the reverse side, I don't think a 18-year-old's brain is that much more developed, because from a psychological standpoint, it doesn't really fully develop till you're about 25. But that, again, is neither here nor there. 18, you're an adult across the board. You pay your income tax. You're held accountable for everything that you do. Now, when it comes to criminal court, I'm pretty sure there's going to be certain crimes where they should be tried as, an adult. But again, that's a whole nother topic. But for the sake of it, for the sake of this video, when you reach 18, you're an adult. Now, you do something stupid, you can never be tried as a juvenile. You know what I'm saying? You can vote, you can own property, and you can pay income tax. Anytime before that, no dice. Now, obviously, driving is a privilege and not a right, and that's how it always will be, and that's why, the driving age is, last time I checked, 16 and a half, you can get your license. And there's still regulations with that, having a certain amount of people in the car, all that crap. I think it's for the first 6 months of the year, you cannot have any passengers in. But whatever. But again, that's a privilege and not a right. Now, but everything else he's saying, yeah, I agree with him on that one. Anyhow, I'll talk to you.